Follow this process to get your SIPs in order. Have a fixed financial goal, identify the right fund category and schemes, know the investment amount, and periodically monitor its performance. Calculate the SIP amount based on the financial goal value, period to the goal, and the expected rate of return. N. The mutual fund investment numbers released by Association of Mutual Funds in India (AMFI) demonstrate the abiding confidence investors have reposed in investing through the systematic investment plans (SIPs). The data also shows a large number of discontinuations, especially in the new accounts. Much of this can be explained by the "I have invested in an SIP" syndrome, where the feature is confused with the product. While there is no argument that the periodic investment route such as the SIP is an efficient way to invest in equity for the long term, it is important to do it right so that the compulsion to discontinue before enjoying the benefits is not there. Take these 5 steps to ensure that the SIP you're signed up for is what your portfolio needs. Start with the goal. As with any investment decision, start with why you want to invest, i.e., the goal. This will determine the investment horizon. Many investors have a surplus which they want to invest without clarity on how long they want to invest, said Mrin Agarwal, founder director of FinSafe India PVT Ltd and co-founder of Womantra. There must be a financial goal attached to the investment, and how far away the goal is determines which asset class to choose, she added. If your goals are at least 7 years away, you can comfortably consider equity funds. For goals that are closer, you can consider debt funds that may hold bonds with longer duration for better returns and, therefore, see volatility in their net asset values. For goals that are not more than 3 years away, lump sum or SIP investment in debt funds such as short duration funds are suitable. Right category and fund. Once you have identified the suitable asset class, next identify the fund category that is most suitable for your risk appetite. It is about how you would like to invest, and this depends upon the risk tolerance. Most investors will claim that they can invest in equity, but it is better to put them through a psychometric test to confirm this, said Amit Kukreja, founder, AmitKukreja.com, a financial planning website. Not all equity funds are the same in terms of their risk profile. Large cap funds and index funds tracking large cap indices may be suitable for investors new to equity investing. Multi-cap funds and large and mid-cap category will work well for the greater portion of equity allocation for most equity investors. Other equity allocations should be made depending on the investor's willingness to take risk. Similarly, funds that investors should consider for longer-term periodic allocations include medium-duration bond funds, dynamic bond funds, and gilt funds. The next step is to identify the fund that you want to invest in. Consider funds with consistent top quartile or top third returns over longer periods and not necessarily the best performing funds in the last 1 year. Look at how the portfolio is being managed for risks, the fund manager style, experience, continuity, and such factors before zeroing in on the funds. You can also look at the Mint 50 curated basket of funds to make your selection. What is the amount? The SIP value cannot be an ad hoc amount that pops up on an investment app but has to be linked to your goal. To do this, first determine the goal value at the time when it has to be met. Use an appropriate inflation rate on the current cost of the goal and find the future value given the number of years to the goal. The next decision to be made is the rate of return that the investment is likely to earn. I would recommend to go with a conservative figure of 10–12% for equity investments, said Agrawal. Online tools will help calculate the SIP amount based on the goal value, period to the goal, and the expected rate of return. Taking too aggressive a return number or too low an inflation number will show a lower SIP amount, but if the actual return falls short, then the accumulated corpus will also fall short of what you need. Other details. The periodicity of the SIP, monthly, quarterly, or any other frequency, is an important decision. Most people prefer a monthly SIP as it is easier to tie it in with your income. In some situations, if the investment value is large, we may decide to invest more frequently to be able to better leverage the market volatility, said Kukreja. The choice of investment option, whether growth or dividend, can impact the final corpus. The growth option will ensure that the investment gets the best compounding benefits. Choose the dividend option only if you have a process in place to reinvest the dividend immediately. Monitor carefully. Set a schedule to monitor the performance of the investment and to make changes if warranted. You may have to go back to the drawing board if the goals change or the risk profile changes. Change in the assumptions made, such as the rate of inflation or the rate of return, will also warrant a relook at the SEEP to make it more relevant. Now that you have the SEEP aligned to your need, match it with your investable surplus. Go ahead and invest even if the SEEP value required is more than your current capacity. You can always bump it up in the future as your income and savings grow.